Hello and welcome to Teen Mom Trash Talk. This is episode 325. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, comedian Noelle Winters Herzog.
Hi, Tracey, April Teresa Carnazzo.
Oh, thank you so much for my full government. Teen Mom 2, season 4, episode 4, filler episode.
Filler episode, but this is like one of the only fillers that we've
we haven't had
across.
I mean, listen, season 4, episode 4. We started season 1, episode 1. We haven't had a filler.
Right. So it's like I'm watching this. I don't have a lot of notes on each girl because like not much happened. It was almost like I catch up with them or something. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine because so much has been happening. I could deal with a week
Me too.
of filler.
Me too.
They knew it was New Year's week.
Speaking of a week of filler, let's talk about your new podcast, Recycled with Noelle and Michael.
A week of filler. That's what we are.
Yeah.
So Michael and I.
Well, Michael, I meant the filler in the faces of the ladies on the show. That's what I really
Tracey.
meant.
Yeah. The filler of the faces and the lips too. So I was thinking about it when I was watching this. I'm like, Tracey would have a nervous breakdown watching these women.
Tell everyone what your podcast is about.
Right now, Michael and I are covering season 2 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're kind of just watching the episodes and having discussions about them. And we're going into like some articles that we find and some gossip that we know. Michael looks up all the restaurants.
Oh my God. I know. And he looks at the Yelp reviews. Okay. I just want to say one thing. So I called you today. I was screaming. I was listening to you guys, episode 1 of Recycled. And Michael goes, her name is Cookie, and I remember that because I really like that name. And you're like, yeah, every old Italian woman's name is Cookie. And he goes, is that short for something? And you said
Cookiana.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, Cookiana. I screamed. I had to call you immediately. I'm like, what is wrong with both of you? Honestly, what's wrong with you? Because he asked it so seriously.
He did. Like, do you think he's like, do you think it's short for anything?
And you answer, yeah, Cookiana. I can't take you guys. You have to listen to this podcast. Now I'm wondering if we should call it. Here's 2 options. So it's called Recycled with Noelle and Michael. Should it be called Recycled with Noelle and Michael? Or should it be called Recycle with Noelle and Michael?
Oh my God.
Without the
Tracey.
D. Either we add a D to Michael or we take the D.
I think Michael would want you to add a D to him if I know him well.
Okay, well, it's Recycled with Noelle and Michael.
That
there you go.
That is
your dreams come true, Michael.
Funny. But also, though, how many old Italian women have you met named Cookie in your life?
A lot of them.
Why? Where does that come from?
Let me just tell you something. Tara Cannistraci is Tara Jokes on all of the social media platforms, and she has a video about that.
Does she?
Yes.
I have to send it to Michael.
Yeah, she has a video about that, and I think it was like in the comments, like, write what you're like an old Italian lady, and I said Dottie.
Oh my God. I was bullied by a woman named Dottie. She was a lunch lady in OLPH. Fucking
old ladies play
until
hockey.
My grandmother went there and was like, yo, I will fuck you up.
She's like, listen, Cookie here. Right. Listen, Dottie, Cookie's gonna wipe the streets with you.
Oh my God, Cookie.
So guys, make sure you check that out. It's on Patreon. It's at the super trash talker level and up. So every single person that joins Patreon, no matter the level, will get access to that. Also, So Pumped, a Vanderpump Rules podcast is over there. And our brand new podcast, Macaroni Rascals, the Jersey Shore podcast.
And we're covering The Single Life.
We are going to be covering The Single Life, so go check it out.
By the time this comes out, we're probably
we've covered half of it probably. Anyway, guys, welcome to the new year. This is 2024.
It is going to be the best year.
Okay. I mean, sure.
Listen, last year wasn't the worst.
It wasn't the worst. I mean, everyone's dead, but it's fine.
Everyone's dead, but I've also had deader years.
I definitely have deader years.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Right. This was lightly dead. This was a sprinkle of dead.
It was a sprinkle of dead.
It was just a really heavy sprinkle on December.
Yeah. It was like, why is it always December? I will never know.
It's December. It's like they had extra cheese left in the shaker and they just dumped it out on December.
They're like, well, this is going to mold.
Yeah. They're like, we might as well use it.
This out.
So guys, make sure you go over there, patreon.com/trash talk podcast. It's right down there in the show notes. Just click it, join it. You'll really love it.
I guarantee it.
I don't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure. Jumping in the pool with Jenelle. Our baby is back.
It's like I'm watching her and I'm like, but like I remember, like not remember, but I'm like thinking of who she is now, and I'm like, she is just a terrible person.
Yeah. So she hasn't
Yeah.
seen Jace since she got off probation because she's been spending so much time with Kiefer and she started smoking. So she just hasn't been able to see him.
She is jumped right back into the shit she was in before.
Well, it's a little different because Kiefer now is a guitar hero.
Oh God, Kiefer. Kiefer is like already on hard drugs, right?
Oh, 100%. But also, I hate that I love him.
Why do you love him?
It's just funny. I don't
Yeah,
love
but
him.
you
Like, I
wouldn't
don't think
love
he's
him
a
to
good.
date him.
No, no, no. Like,
Yeah.
I just love, like, it's almost like we've created a character in our heads of
Yes.
him. And then to
Yes.
see him on the screen, it's like, oh my God, how is this a real person? This is crazy.
Because I like watching them together. And when they're sitting on the couch, he's talking, but like half nodding out. And I'm
Yes.
like, oh, okay, it started already.
He's talking in third person about himself. He asks,
Weird.
quote, was the Keef screaming to you in your head?
He seems good.
Well, don't worry, because Jenelle is falling behind in school and she got a job selling ads online from home.
I like
And
that she's like, well, we have to see how much you've changed before we get back together.
you're
You're back.
living
You're back
together.
together. You're back together.
He lives with you.
He lives with you now.
So I love that she's like, she's like, I haven't been able to see Jace
Mhm.
because I've been falling behind in school and I've been selling ads online and I'm getting a boob job.
But
She
what does selling an ads online mean? I don't know. What is that?
there's no way to know.
Oh, okay.
So she said that her having small breasticles
Right.
really affects her because it causes fights in her relationship because they'll be like, no, your boobs are fine. And she'll be like,
No,
come
they're
at me, bro.
not.
And
Right.
then she'll be like, fuck you. You don't know me. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to maybe reenact that? I could be Jenelle if you want.
Okay.
Okay. You could be Gary.
Okay. Hey, Jenelle.
Hey, Gary.
Janelle, I just want to tell you, like, I really like your boobs.
Oh, that's so weird because I was actually just calling you to tell you how small my tits are.
Oh, yeah, but they're really nice. They're perky.
Fuck you, Gary. Don't talk about my body.
No, I like your
I'll
body.
fight you.
But I like your
I
body,
will beat
Janelle.
you up. 911. This is Jenelle. Arrest Gary. It's hurting
What
my
is the problem
feelings.
here?
I don't know. She's like, it causes fights in my relationship.
I didn't know she was only 5'1". I didn't realize she was that short.
She's little. So she said that she said that she can't see Jace because she's too busy. But she made an appointment with a surgeon to have a consultation about her boob job.
How much do implants cost? I'm just curious.
It depends on the job that you get. You can
So,
get a
so
very
say you're gonna
expensive
get a medium good job.
10 grand.
Yeah, where is this teen mom
Teen
money,
mom
I
money.
guess?
Teen
Yeah,
mom
because
money,
that's
baby.
so expensive.
Yeah, it's teen mom money. She's probably
Yeah.
like got a check and she's like, what am I gonna do with this?
Yes.
Yeah, because remember, she's also living on her own. Like she's got a few dollars. It's
Yeah,
the
I don't
season
know. It's like
4.
put it in the bank.
She is putting it in the bank. She's
Bank.
putting it in the spank bank.
She's put it in the boob bank. Spank bank. We saw Kenny and Armando go to one of those.
We did. Speaking of money, Kiefer is gonna start making pipes from exotic wood. He just needs the skill and the wood.
Right. So and the tools. He needs it all.
I love this guy. But this is what I mean though.
Okay, I could see this because I would love to watch you and him have a conversation.
Right. But like obviously
Yeah,
I'd be making fun of him and he wouldn't know.
of course, which is the story of our lives. Yeah.
I did it last night. I was on Misery Loves Company podcast and they had a fan on
Oh.
and he was like a drunk incel.
Uh-huh. Oh, great. Uh-huh.
So everything he said was me and the missus, me and the missus, me and the missus, the missus and I. And I'm like, I'm sorry, are you in a relationship?
Okay.
And he's like, actually, he's like, we're not married. I was like, you're lying to us? I was like, she's not the missus if you're not married. I was like, I can't continue this conversation.
So, and he thought you were serious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I love that so much. See, that I love.
And he was telling like these long, terrible stories. And I was like, tell us more.
Was he getting like abused by the people?
Yes. And he was getting smack wasted.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
I mean, that was also like a 6-hour podcast.
It was 4.
Yeah, that was the longest I'm like texting you. I'm like, hello, did you podcast? Are you done? What are you doing? It's 1 a.m.
Misery Loves Company. Kevin Brennan, he's a maniac, and it's very funny sometimes.
You know, when I watched the other day, I don't remember if you sent this to me or I just happened to see it, but Karen Feehan was on a podcast and they were like, what's your body count? They're like, you're a whore. You're this, you're
okay.
that.
So that was, I'm going to explain what
it
that
was. It was a parody, right?
So that was a parody. So that's Danny Polishek, who you know.
Do I don't know.
You do. He was, I'm going to tell you who Danny Polishek is.
Tell me.
Danny Polishek and his girlfriend were at our Labor Day party. And when the cake was still left over, we forced his girlfriend to binge eat the whipped cream.
Loved it.
And she was like, I don't feel good. And I was like, keep eating.
Is he in a fat suit on this show?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I didn't recognize him.
So him and Ryan Long, the tall Canadian rock star, like
that was comic, at the party.
He wasn't at the party.
At the party. Okay.
But you know him from the stand.
Oh, I'm sure I do.
He's Canadian. He's good looking. They dressed in fat suits and they're doing a parody. So basically what they're doing is they're showing you how these like straight white disgusting males that have absolutely no sex appeal are body shaming women.
It was so good.
So good. Yeah. Check that out, guys. We'll post it in the group. If you guys want to talk about the podcast, go over to Teen Mom Trash Talk Podcast on Facebook and we'll post that video in the group so you could see it.
Cool.
All right. So she couldn't see Jace. She was too busy. So she goes to the surgeon and she does end up seeing Jace because she has to talk to Babs about getting her boobs done.
Right. Because basically she has to tell Babs she can't see Jace more.
Right. She's like, Jace, relax. I came here to tell you I'm not going to see you.
Right. Still another 6 weeks I'll need. Does it take 6 weeks?
I mean, you can't pick anything up.
Yeah. Yeah. And he probably does jump all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, a boob job is not a joke.
I know. It's just I don't know. I guess I've never been around it. Like my friends have tits, but I've never taken care of them.
I took care of
I think you took care of Danielle, right?
I did.
Yeah, I thought so. I remember that.
It was not good. Yeah, it's an intense surgery.
I know, it scares me.
Yes, as
your
it
body
should.
could like reject them.
Yes,
and
yes, and you were just telling me very recently about how what was it, Gigi Hadid or
Yolanda
Hadid had implant sickness.
Yeah, and that's like a thing. My brother-in-law's ex-girlfriend, her sister had the same thing. She had them taken out.
A lot of people are having them taken out.
That maybe that's what caused my mother's mental illness. You think?
I don't know if it's mental, really.
Right. I think it's more clinical. Right. Okay. Maybe it's causing the hair problem.
Maybe it's causing the mullet. Maybe it's causing her to grow orange mullets.
I got to tell you though, Michael and I have been watching about Housewives of New Jersey. Caroline Manzo has a true mullet in her confessional.
Oh,
my mom has a bad haircut, but this is like a Billy Ray Cyrus.
Your mom has
mullet.
A bang accident.
My mother has a bang accident. Okay, yeah, but not according to her.
She doesn't even think she has bangs.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to hear more about that, go to BS. There's more on that very soon. But no, even Macy now in current seasons, she's getting her implants taken out.
That's right. I totally forgot about that.
This is not good. This is really not good. So Babs is like, yeah, listen, I don't agree with this. And she's like, I'm going to do it anyway. And she's like, yeah, that's why I don't really like, what do you want me to say to you? I'm not telling you no.
And Babs is kind of like, this is the first time I agree with Kiefer on everything, on anything.
So Jenelle makes this point, which is so stupid, but so silly because Babs starts giggling. She's like, Mom, it's like if a guy had a small penis and then he's walking around with his penis where everyone could see. What did he say?
Babs is LOLing.
Did she say a penis on his face? What did she say?
Oh, I thought she just said it out so everyone could see it.
Yeah. She's like, and it's like, okay, Jenelle, that's not the same
thing.
But okay. So Babs goes, you know, Jenelle, people don't like you for your breasts. People like you for your personality. She's like, you know what? Get your tits done.
You're not very lovable, Jenelle.
Yeah, she's like, actually, you're right. So she's like, you know, I could watch Jace like once in a while. And she's like, you can watch Jace as much as you watch him right now.
Right. What is the difference from what you watch him now? There is no difference.
Yeah, you're gonna be this. We're gonna keep the same schedule of 0 time with Jace.
Right.
Perfect.
Same thing.
Okay, moving on to Kale. This is like
This is like, yes. Okay. That's actually the perfect noise for it. What was it again? Yes. That's a
Like,
good
I don't
noise.
even want to cover this part because it's like, Cal, shut up.
So again, I'm watching this and I'm like, this renews my disinterest in Kale. These are
I'm
my issues with
disinterested in
Kale.
this Kale on this
Also,
episode.
Javi clearly lives with her,
Okay,
correct?
so this is what I want to tell you. So
Okay.
the opening scene of Kale's segment is
Yeah.
Javi mowing the lawn of the
Right.
house that he lives in.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And the voiceover says that she doesn't want V around and she wants to change the custody with Joe because
Yes.
Joe has V around too much. As
Yes.
Javi mows the lawn of the
Right.
house that her and him live in with Isaac.
So that's the stuff that irritates me about her.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Because it's
So
like, oh, you're a full hypocrite.
Joe's moving to New Jersey, but he's going to be staying with his parents on the weekend, so it doesn't really matter. And
Okay.
she's like, well, is V going to live there with you? And he goes, I don't know. We'll see.
But here's the thing. He knows she's not, but he has to bother Kale. And I don't blame him. I would have said the same thing.
Okay. So now we see Eddie and Junior moving Joe into his new apartment.
Right.
But V's not moving in because he lives 2 blocks away from her. He moves around the corner from her.
Well, here's the thing. Like, we knew that V was in Jersey. So obviously I assumed he was moving there because of her, but like, good for him for not being like, let's move in together. All right, I'll move closer to you so we can see each other. They'll see each other all the time, but good. He just lived with Kale.
Because he knows that he'll lose custody.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that. But I also feel like Joe, I don't know. I just don't think he's all that bad. I think he's like a dick, but I actually don't think he's a bad person.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So they're having their custody mediation in 2 days, and Joe already missed a visit.
See, that's where it's like, you're a moron.
Right. It's like, Joe.
This is the crucial time not to miss a visit.
Right. Well, Isaac is sick, and I mean, her and Gigi, is that her name? What's the girl's name?
It's Gigi. Gigi is there in her full sequence outfit.
She's like, yeah, I'll catch the flu.
Uh-huh. And they're like, maybe it's just a 1-day thing. And I'm like, what does that mean exactly? 1 day of what exactly?
Right.
Because I know what this is a day of.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Also, did you notice, by the way, I meant to say before, that like Jenelle and Chelsea have plugs this episode? Am I crazy for never realizing this?
No, this is like the style. This is the times.
But I never knew. I know we're not talking about them right now. I just didn't want to forget it.
They're emo screamo.
I never realized Jenelle or Chelsea had plugs.
They're emo screamo, baby. And I mean,
emo screamo. Kayla is the queen emo screamo. Leah's friend Kayla.
Oh yes, absolutely. She has seen hair.
Yes.
But Kale has a piercing on her face.
That's right. She does.
Yeah. This is happening. So Joe had asked for a favor. He was like, he was like, can we just like, I can't make it. So can you just keep him?
Okay. But the thing is, so he has Isaac every other weekend, right?
Right.
And I guess Wednesdays, because I know that's like the typical thing is he'll have the kid and every other weekend. She wants more time.
I don't know.
So what time would he have with the kid?
I don't know. Maybe it's not every other weekend. Maybe it's every weekend. I don't know. So she says that she checked and he was with his boys and his girl.
Right. Well, that's the thing. He's acting like Adam. That's an asshole thing to do. But and it's like she just hates V, so she wants to extend this more.
Right. Yeah. So she talks to Javi about court and there were no changes made.
I know everybody's so frustrated, but nobody's clear about what happened.
Well, she said that she told the court that V smokes and drinks and you know, that's
right, but it's kind of like when V calls Joe, Joe is like, oh yeah, Kale was talking shit about you, basically.
Literally. And then he goes, okay, bye.
Right. And it's like, wait, but what happened exactly?
Okay, well, then V, like a moron, honestly, tweets.
Honestly.
Yes, I drink. Yes, I smoke. I didn't know it was illegal or so. Like, you know, being a felon ain't illegal. It's like, V, shut up.
Well, actually, it is illegal, honey. You shouldn't be smoking. Smoking was not legal then.
Right.
But like,
and drinking, you're underage.
But like, you're going to fuck this up for Joe.
If I were Joe, I would have broken up with her.
Yeah, me too. I would have been like, well, I'm moving back to Delhi.
You would have hit her, but I would have broken up with her. But then I would have hit her.
And then you would have broken up with her again. I just love her with her Chicago Bulls cap and hoops. What a look.
Oh God. Well, speaking of looks, let's talk about Chelsea. She tells Mary about her fake pregnancy scare.
Mary's reactions though. I don't like that.
Chelsea.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh,
That makes me feel better.
Why didn't you make him put a condom on his penis?
Right. It's like, ugh. Great. Thanks, Mom.
Up. Okay. Now also,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, yeah, I hooked up with him the other day. The
Right.
other day? The other day? You hooked up with him the other day and you already had a pregnancy scare? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So.
Okay, and she doesn't know why she didn't ask him to wear protection. She's like, Mary's like, he didn't wear protection. She's like, no. And she's like, why
and
didn't
then
you
they
ask
laugh
him?
and they laugh and they laugh.
Yeah, I don't know, Mom.
Chelsea and her train conductor hat.
Chelsea and her dark brown low lights. I mean, very dark brown low lights underneath. Yes.
The lowest lights. So she goes to the gyno, which I wrote gyro instead of gyno.
Oh, yum.
She went to the gyro to get some birth control, and she is only concerned about weight gain.
I know. Okay, so I noticed that too, and I'm like, oh, this poor girl. She struggled. She did, and you can tell now that she struggles.
Okay, so now she's back in school.
Also, is there a difference between an IUD and a Mirena? A Mirena is an IUD? Like, what is this?
There's different kinds of IUDs, and a Mirena is a brand of IUD.
Okay.
So some IUDs have hormones, some do not.
Right.
And so some are copper. You know, it's like, it depends. Yeah. Some are plastic.
I hate all of that.
Some are made of rusty nails.
Yeah. Then you have to get a tetanus shot with some. Oh, I want a glass one. Sounds great.
Well, don't get in a car accident. So she's in school.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, all right, read your assignments out loud. And she's like, what if you're not finished with your assignment?
Of course you wouldn't be finished with your assignment. And so she has plugs here.
Yes. And then they ask her to read and she can't say chamomile. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know what that word is. Mm-mm. This girl is stupid, right? Like just a little stupid.
Okay. So you mean stupid as in not book smart or just plain old stupid?
Not book smart.
I think she's not book smart, and that's not because she was a teen mom, because she probably just was very caught up with Adam in school.
She doesn't apply herself.
She doesn't apply herself, and then as soon as she got pregnant, she dropped out.
Yeah, she missed the day where they told you how to pronounce different T's.
Right. She missed Bigelow Day at school.
She missed the Darjeeling T. Right. She called up Adam and she's like, hey, Darjeeling. Listen, just stick to Earl Grey, baby.
Oh, God. You're a tea lover.
Okay, so now she's telling Laura that she's upset that she's not going to have an accident baby.
Right. And that's where it's like, oh, yeah, right. You wanted this.
She's like, is it weird that I'm sad that I have like this birth control and I can't get pregnant like for 5 years? And she's like, that's not what this birth control means.
Right. And Laura's also like, yeah, it is stupid that you're sad. Why is Aubrey the cutest thing in the whole world?
So cute.
I love her and her tutu. And it's like, Chelsea's a really nice mom to her. She is. Yeah.
So she finds out that she has to move by April 1st. Randy texts her and she's like, Dad, what do you mean I have to move?
And he's like, I'll start looking at places online. She's like, fine. It's like, can you do anything for yourself? No, because he has to pay for it.
Yes.
And he has to sign for it and do the credit and do everything. So that's why he has to do it.
So now she's crying and Aubrey's like, stop crying. Stop.
Oh my God. Aubrey's like, Mommy, are you sad? And she's like, no.
Yeah. She's like, are you happy? She's like, Mommy, happy?
Right. Are you happy? She's like, so cute. I want her. I want her at like,
I want her right now.
Right.
I want her at 16.
She's probably still so much fun.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying I want her now.
Yeah. I like her.
Okay. Speaking of fun.
I can't with this.
I love her.
Okay. I can't with this, Tracey.
Okay, so Jeremy moved out.
Right.
So he calls Corey and asks Corey if he could come over and chat. So he goes to Corey's house. He takes off his cowboy boots.
I never pegged Jeremy as a cowboy boot wearer.
He's a cowboy.
I can't believe it.
He explains to Corey that he's homeless.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I got to figure out where to go.
Corey is talking a mile a minute.
Corey has 37 necks that I never noticed before.
Corey cannot stop talking. For every minute he's talking, he has one neck.
Tracey, I've never seen anything like this before. It's his beer is going all to his neck.
It's a neck beard.
That's probably where he's keeping his dip.
You think that he's dipping like a pelican?
Yeah, he's storing it.
Like a hamster?
Then he just gets it up when he needs it.
Great. That's great. And then he said, quote, Robbie wouldn't keep his dick out of her.
Okay, so it's Robbie's fault?
Well, he was saying that that's why their marriage didn't work.
Right. Well, I mean, that is exactly why their marriage didn't work.
Right. So Jeremy wants a guarantee that him and Leah are going to work out this time.
But Jeremy, okay, go the fuck somewhere else. Jeremy, stop being crazy and weird and creepy. Like, take the rejection.
No, it's not about the rejection. He has nowhere to live.
I know, but it's kind of like you need a guarantee. I would be like, get out of my house.
Oh my God. Why did he talk to him?
I don't know, but it's like that. But you know what? You know why he talked to him? Because he really got in Corey's head.
Yeah, of course.
Like, as soon as he spoke to him, Corey was like, maybe not.
Right.
Corey's like, well, you're the best choice for her.
He said no one's better for her and the kids than Jeremy.
I couldn't believe it. Yep.
Jeremy then calls Leah and goes, hi, I just talked to Corey. He said he's like confused about your relationship.
See, this is what I would do though, like back in the day, like crazy Noelle. Yes.
Okay. So she's like, all right, hold on. He really said that. Let me call him and I'll call you right back. And if things don't go well, we can get back together. He's like, okay,
and then I'll just call you and you'll come over.
Right. So she calls Corey and she's like, hey, Jeremy said that you're confused about a relationship. He's like, yeah, no, Jeremy's right. He's like, you should be with him. And she's like, I thought we were going to go to counseling. And he pauses and then he burps.
Okay. And she looks like horrified, but it's like, what's wrong with him?
No, there's something wrong with him.
Right. Was he drunk? Like, I don't understand why he can't make a decision about her. It's really weird. Like, did he only want her, I guess, when she's with someone else? I don't know. It's just such a weird thing.
I know.
But then she's like, okay, goodbye. I'm hanging up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right thing to say. She's like, oh, right. This is exactly
right.
Who
this
you
is
are.
why. Well, because he's like, yes, we'll go to counseling. And then he's like, well, I don't know. Like, I guess.
Well,
and it's like,
she talks to Kayla about this. And she's like, listen, Jeremy's a sure thing. I should just go with him, right?
And Kayla's like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Kayla,
like,
you're very wishy-washy with
this. Whatever. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I used to say Corey, but like, I guess Jeremy, if he's definitely in. Yeah. So Leah tells Corey that he's not serious. And then he goes, okay, cool. Do you think Jeremy's going to get back together with you? And she's like, I don't know. Why was this such an easy conversation?
Also, the girls are in the car. They see Corey. They're like, Daddy. It was so cute. Curly Alley was like, da. Oh, so
okay,
cute.
But this is a marriage, right? That they were trying to revive. She's so in love with him. He's so in love with her. And she's like, I don't think we're going to do this. He's like, all right. She's like, okay, anyway, I'll see you later.
But meanwhile, before, he didn't know why he couldn't get over her little ass.
He was screaming, crying.
Scream, crying. She was pregnant. He was losing his mind. I wanted to ask you about this. He said something like she was engaged to someone else. And she's like, I wasn't engaged.
Meaning because she broke off the engagement yesterday.
Oh, okay. And then she's going back to Jeremy.
Yeah, she's like, well, now I wasn't engaged yesterday, but I'm engaged today.
But why is Jeremy okay with this? Besides the place to live,
loser.
There has to be something else. This is weird to me.
He's a loser.
Yeah, but like this would make me so much not like Jeremy.
Yeah, of course. This is insane.
It's so weird to me.
He's disgusting.
Yeah, he's disgusting. It's like I'm not mad at Corey here. I'm mad at Jeremy. It's weird. Jeremy got what he wanted. He got what he wanted though. I don't know why. Her extensions in the ponytail. First of all, I thought you wanted to get back together with your husband. You can't brush your ponytail.
Well, that's what Corey likes, probably.
Second of all, it's spiky. Her hair is so short. It's
always been spiky.
It's very crazy.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's very crazy.
This is where they get that extension money.
It's happening,
but not all of it.
Right, only half of the extension money.
Yes,
that's like Caitlyn never got her bang money.
She never got her bang money.
No.
She actually, and when I say that Caitlyn never got her bang money, I mean the settlement check for the bang incident.
Bang, bitty, bang, 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 bang.
For that bang incident that she got into.
Oh God, guys.
Well, that was really fun. Make sure you join our Patreon for more. And we'll see you next week. Teen Mom Trash Talk on Instagram, Teen Mom Podcast on Twitter. Follow Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And you can follow me at Trixie Chuzini on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And follow Teen Mom what is it? Trash Talk Podcast on TikTok.
Yes.
Okay. TraceyCarnazzo.com for all of my upcoming show dates. I'm going to be coming to a town near you, possibly, or maybe not. So check it out.
There's no way to know.
No way to know except for going to TraceyCarnazzo.com.
Bye.
Bye.